I think one of the most boring business discussions, it's important, but it is boring, is cash flow. It's just a really unsexy topic, right? Either you have cash or you don't. But it's vitally important to small business. Cash flow is what hurts most businesses. Most businesses fail not because the business isn't successful, is that they run out of cash. And one of the first things I learned in business was how to do cash flow projection budgets, as opposed to P&Ls or just profit and loss budgets, but cash flow forecasts to understand how much money it takes to start up a business. And this is the same technique I use with clients who are struggling with cash flows. We go back to the beginning, we go back to the startup model. How much cash do you have? What do you need to spend it on? When is new cash coming in? When do you run out of cash? Right? So when does that initial bucket, when is it empty? When is that bottom line empty? Now, unfortunately, we're often starting that when that bucket is already empty and we're starting with a negative number, but that's what lines of credit and other financing vehicles are all about. Now, cash flow is, there's three primary elements in the solution, at least in how I look at things today. Number one is always profit. If you're having a cash flow issue, we have to look at your profit, make sure your profitability is actually there. Sometimes when we are concerned about cash, we start chasing revenue, and what we get is empty revenue where there's no profit behind it, which is, yeah, we took care of today's problem, somebody gave me money, but we're kicked the can down the road because there's no profit to sustain us going forward. So we have to look at profitability. We also have to look at, are we asking for the money? And I can't believe that I have to have this conversation. Did you ask the client for the money? Well, no, we gave them terms. I said, okay, great. How about on the next client we ask them for the money? Why are you afraid to ask for the money? Well, people will push back. Okay, that's a single level objection. If you expect to be paid, you will be paid. When I get caught into that conversation, I say, let's pull out your accounts payable. Tell me who you're going to pay and who you're going to string out. Oh no, I pay all my bills. Why do you pay your bills? Well, they expect to be paid. They won't do business with me if they don't. Okay, why aren't your clients the same way, right? Or you're a client. So the number two is expect to be paid, and take the steps that expect to be paid. Get deposits, take credit cards, do all of those things. And the third thing is have the ability to forecast. Cash flow problems often stem from a lack of foresight. If I can't see what my revenue is going to be, I don't know what my payables are going to be. The only thing I know is what my overhead is. And I don't have the foresight, and you start to depend on things to just happen. Money will come through, we'll sell something. Well, no, I'm looking at your forecast right now. I'm looking at the jobs in your queue. I'm looking at the proposals you have out that are open. You have no money coming in March. It's February. I think we have a cash flow crisis. Let's start taking steps now. So the ability to forecast means that we will take steps sooner to correct the cash flow problem so that we don't have a cash flow problem. So those are the three elements. There's a bigger issue behind the inability to manage cash flow well. I'd like to talk about that in another video. So stay tuned. I'll be back with you in just a minute.